All right, everyone. Thank you for coming on my channel. Sorry that I'm a little bit late. I was having like troubles with my live stream for some reason. Um, so today we are talking about the Travis Astroworld tragedy that happened. I am not this video is not monetized. I'm not trying to make any type of money off of this. The monetization is off. I really just want to put my 2 cents out there about how I feel about it because I've been thinking about it for the last couple of days and I've literally been talking to myself like at the wall, venting at the wall, being like, how did this happen? It could have been avoided. You know how like you do that where you just got to get your words out because you're just mad. So we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna also go through some news articles so that I'm not like just saying random stuff and it's being false. We're just gonna go through like articles, news articles. So yeah, let's just start for people that don't know. If you just haven't been on any type of social media for the past couple of days, if you're doing like a cleanse and you don't know what's going on with the Travis Scott situation, I will pull that up now. Um, but it really could have been avoidable, and there has been instances where this kind of stuff has happened before at his concerts and even at other people's concerts, but they've been able to avoid it, or there hasn't been, or it hasn't gotten to this extent, you know? Okay, here we go. Let me get the right one. Okay, so for people that don't know, this is what happened. 8 people died at Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival, and hundreds more were injured as investigators sought to determine why and how surging crowds turned deadly. In Houston, panic and then desperation spread through the crowd of almost 15,000, mostly young people, just as the popular hometown rapper they had come to see, Travis Scott, took stage Friday night. That was around like 9 o'clock. It came like a wave, an unstoppable movement of bodies that could not be held back. And just looking at the footage of Astroworld and then looking at the footage of other instances of Crowd Crush, it really does look like a wave. It looks like water. And just imagine being in that where you can't move. And that's why I've always been a person where I'm really scared to go to the club. I have been to like clubs where there's 2 different sections, where there's like one section where people are like, there's the party section, and then there's like sit down section, so I have a place to like sit, because I'm so scared of clubs where I'm like, where we're body to body and I'm not going to be able to get out. And that's just okay. Let's keep reading. Some collapsed, others fought for air. Concert goers lifted up the unconscious bodies of friends and strangers and surfed them over the top of the crowd, hoping to send them to safety. Others shouted out for help with CPR and pleaded the concert to stop. It kept going. In the night, 8 people died, ranging from 14 to 27. According to city officials, hundreds more were treated for injuries at the field hospitals. Hold on. Okay. I'm trying to get this. Okay. Hundreds more were treated for injuries at a field hospital at the concert venue, the NRG Park in Houston, or the local hospitals. Among those treated at the hospitals was a 10-year-old child. So the thing is, a lot of people don't know that this concert, like, people are like, why was there kids there? Because it was all ages. It was advertised as all ages. And it's not surprising because Travis Scott is advertised to children. And everyone, I was talking earlier to someone being like, everyone always goes after Lil Nas X, being like, oh, but what about the children? He's not advertising to children like Travis Scott does. Travis Scott I think he's like the first, I might be wrong about this, so don't quote me, but he might be the first person or first rapper to have an action figure as a in the Happy Meals. Like, he has a Happy Meal toy. He has a mode or something in Fortnite where kids can buy the part of the game where it's Travis Scott. So that's catered to children. So yes, this Astroworld was open to all children, and we'll get into the children part of it because there's more to that. By Saturday, officials in Houston were at a loss to explain how the concert, part of the 2-day Astroworld Festival organized by Live Nation and Mr. Scott, had transformed into an instant from a celebration to a struggle for life. So too were those who had who sorry who had been at the concert, who described a thrust of the crowd that would not let up as Mr. Scott took the stage at around 9 p.m. So yeah, the way that this could have been avoided, it's not even funny, and it makes me just really sad because people were breaking down barriers at like 2, 3, 4 o'clock. That is when they should have been like, all right, y'all don't, obviously you don't know how to act. We're gonna shut it down. Y'all don't know what you're doing. We're gonna shut this down because why are we breaking in? Why are we breaking things down? Why are we trampling over people before I even come out? Before the thing even starts? We're done. Because that's what other people have done. That's what other concert goers have that's what other celebrities have done. I need to look things up. I heard that at a Cardi B concert, one of her employees got hurt. She shut it down. She was like, this is over. You're done. You're done. You don't know how to act at a concert. That's perfectly fine. We can cancel it right here. We can be done right now. And it was. So why is it to the point where Travis isn't being like, you're trampling over people. We're done. We'll reschedule. We'll try another day because y'all don't know how to act. That's when it should have been shut down. That's just, yeah. All right, let's keep reading this. So someone said it was like, and said Nick, 17, who was still at the concert, who still had his concert bracelet on as he spoke on Saturday morning. Everybody was just in the back trying to rush to the front. People were literally grabbing and pinching my body trying to get up from the ground, said Chris, 23, adding that he lost contact with his friends as he tried to make it out of the crowd. I was fighting for my life. There was no way out. So there was also no cell service. So it was really hard for people to contact their friends and or find people. And I think a lot of people do want to blame the crowd. They like, that's the first thing that they want to go to is blame the crowd. But we have to remember that the people that weren't there, we're seeing the situation from afar. So the live footage, right, of the concert is from above, and we're seeing all of these people looking down on them. So we're able to see everyone and seeing how people are waving. But imagine being in it. Imagine standing there in it. So you had to remember that they couldn't see, they couldn't hear because it was so dark and it was so loud. So you're here, let's say you're a person, you're one of Travis Scott's fans, and you're having a good time because you're in a spot where, yeah, it feels tight, but I've done this before, so I'm gonna have fun. 10 people down, you don't know that 10 people, it could be like 10, 20 people down. You don't know that somebody passed out because you're just, okay, I'm here. So you can't blame the crowd the whole time because maybe somebody over here is like, I'm having a good time, but 10 people down, they're not having a good time. But you can't blame the crowd because they don't know what's going on around them. So that's already, you got to throw that out. There was no self-service, which I don't even know how to get to that point. There was points where there wasn't enough medical staff, there wasn't enough security, and I don't want to misspeak, so we're gonna keep reading because there's just a lot to get through and that I want to talk about, and I'm just disappointed in the situation that could have been avoided at this point because it's just like this is the second worst crowd crush event that's ever happened in American history. The first one was like 40 years ago. And so you're thinking 2021, we should be able to have some type of parameters where we can avoid this. Like, why are we still at this point where this has to happen like this? And it has happened in other places around the world, but just like in America, this is like the second one. Okay. We're going back into the article. Let me zoom in so I can see better. Hold on. Let me make sure it still looks good in this. Okay. The event appeared to be one of the deadliest crowd control disasters at a concert in the United States in many years. Similarly, episodes have occurred at venues around the world during performances of all genre music, including what's happening? Okay, including an electronic dance music festival, Germany in 2010, at which 18 people were trapped and crushed, and a 1979 Who concert in Cincinnati where 11 people died as concert goers rushed to the entrance. So it's just that we also have to remember mass. If this computer does this thing one more time, please. We also have to remember mass. I don't want to say hysteria. That's not the word. Like influence, crowd influence. Let's say, because I really people really want to blame the crowd. And I'm just like, there is points where we do need to blame the crowd in a sense of like, y'all need to have a little bit of sense of humanity of we shouldn't be trampling each other down and we should be picking each other up. But then also we can't just be like, it's the crowd's fault the entire time. Because let's think, there's two ice cream shops. There's two ice cream shops. One has a line out the door, 10 people, 20 people line out the door. The other one has one person going in, maybe zero, not that many. Which one are you to go to? Which one are you to spend your money on? You're probably going to go to the one where there's a line out the door because, that's the one. Obviously, that's the spot. If people are willing to wait in a line, yeah, I'm going to go there. Not to the one where it has a couple of people there, right? You're going to follow the crowd. So that's what people were doing where, we can just break down the barrier because I remember, because I'm let's say, I'm not saying that I am, but let's say, I'm a really big Travis Scott fan. I've been to his concerts before. I follow him on Twitter. I follow him on Instagram. I know everything. And so before, he said that we could break down barriers and not listen to security. So now this is finally my chance. I'm so excited. I'm going to do it now. And when I see someone else do it, I'm going to follow them. See what I'm saying? And then when it did happen, where things did get trampled down, there should have been more police called and the thing should have been shut down. The whole concert should have been shut down. Because I'm pretty sure if it was any other celebrity, they would have been like, what is this? What are y'all doing? This is childish. Y'all are children, so it's fine. Not it's fine, but it's like you're children, so you just don't get it. But we're going to shut this down. I'm going to give another example. As a nanny, as a daycare teacher, I've had it as a daycare teacher in a sense of Travis Scott should have stopped the concert. And a lot of people don't want to blame him as well. Nobody wants to give him any accountability where there should be because he is the authority figure in the room. He has the most influence in the room. So back to the daycare teacher thing. So if there's several times I've done this where a little kid is sad and I'm like, everybody group hug. These are 4 or 5-year-olds. Everybody group hug. They all go in, not even thinking, because I said, everybody group hug. So they're all crushing together. And instead of me being like, continue to do what you're doing. Continue to just squish in. I'm like, okay, that's all done. We're done. Let's back up now. We're done. Let's everyone back up. We gave them a hug. Are you feeling a little bit better? That's awesome. Now everyone disperse, sit down. Because I am the influence in that room. I have the most influence in that room. Let's say we go back to the scenario. Kids are giving each other a hug. It's becoming this whole mess. And another 4-year-old is being like, okay, guys, let's stop. You think they're going to listen to them? Do you think other 4-year-olds are going to listen to that 4-year-old? Does that 4-year-old have the influence in the room, or is it me that has that influence in the room amongst all of them? I want y'all to sit on that. Because a lot of people just like, no, Travis, he didn't know. Are you blind? I want to know if he was blind. If he's blind, then maybe if he was blind. I'd be like, all right. Let's go back to let's go back to this. To this article. Um okay. Young people with bright futures. Those are the people who were at the event, said Lina Hidalgo, the top executive for Harris County, which includes Houston. She and other officials at the afternoon news conference struggled to explain what had taken place the night before. Perhaps the plans were inadequate. Perhaps the plans were good, but they were not followed. Perhaps it's something else entirely. So she's saying here, well, maybe maybe there was a plan, maybe, and people just didn't follow it. I just think that there wasn't enough security. That's what's making me mad. That there wasn't enough security, or they just didn't have the way that the barriers were able to just get broken down so easily. There should have been something else there. I have to go back to examples. I went to a Harry Styles concert recently, and we were in a line. We were in our lines. There was a COVID check, which that's what happened with Travis Scott's. There was a COVID check, a security check, and a ticket check. There was 3 different things that you had to go through. And that's the same thing with this Travis Scott concert, but people were just able to go in. And I'm just so confused on how we got to that point where they broke through 3 different barriers. What was the mentality, and why was this? Why did it get to that point where we're going to keep reading. There are a lot of unanswered questions, Mayor Sylvester Turner said. Questions raised by concert goers and local officials included whether there had been adequate security and medical personnel on hand for the event, and whether the concert could have been shut down sooner. Mr. Scott continued playing through his set of music, urging the crowd oh my gosh, I'm sorry. This stuttering is a struggle. Urging the crowd on at times. At other times, pausing to acknowledge that something appeared to be wrong, including when an ambulance entered the crowd around 9:30 p.m. Now we're getting to this point of it. So, urging the crowd on. Let's talk about that part of it. Actually, it was after he saw the ambulance. So let's talk about the ambulance part of it first. So for people, this is now again for people that want to defend Travis Scott. I'm going to take 10 years away from these ages of the concert goers. So now instead of 14 to 25, it's 4 years old to 15. Just so you can really understand what I'm trying to say. Now all of the concert goers, 50,000 people, includes 4 to 15-year-olds, and let's say that it's a Kids Bop concert. Yeah, let's go with that. The Kids Bop people, the performers, they're singing, they're going at it. All these 4 to 15-year-olds are doing their dances, whatever, they're going with it. And you're going to tell me that if an ambulance comes in the middle of that crowd, you still think that it's okay that he wasn't like, all right, we're done. Like, all right, we're gonna take a 10-minute, 15, 20-minute break here because what? I have never seen that in my life. So we're gonna address this situation. If they were 4 years old to 15, do you think now the anger is justified a little bit? So now let's bring it back up to 14 to 25. They needed help. It doesn't matter what the age is, right? Why was there was an ambulance there to help people, and why wasn't the concert stopped so people could be helped? And then there were people dancing on top of the ambulance. This is not a Black Lives Matter protest where cops are trying to disrupt the protest kind of thing, and that's when you show your rage and you and that's a form of protest. That's not what that is. We don't do that to medical staff. We don't do that. As Gen Z, because that's mostly the people that were there, we don't block help. I don't get that. So that right there, the people dancing on the ambulance, that should be some type of repercussions for them as well. That's a whole different thing. But the concert should have been stopped or paused, some type of hiatus when the ambulance was seen. Because I know if I was on that stage, I would have been like, okay, I know. I would be thinking back, like, I've never seen this in a concert before. So I know that this isn't normal. And I know that I did not plan, I didn't have this a part of my set. Like, having an ambulance in the audience is not a part of my set. So I know that this isn't normal. You know, if it was like several ambulances and like the ambulance had like a sign at the top being like Travis Scott concert, or this is a part of his concert, and like it's a part of the theme to have like, then okay. But that wasn't a part of the theme. That's literally someone trying to help. Those are people. You get what I'm saying now? So then, yes, he sees the ambulance. He's like, wait, what is that? What is that? As if you can't see the most recognizable red and blue flashing lights of all time. The most recognizable lights of all time. You don't know what that is? What is that? What is that? Middle fingers up. This one haunts me because I don't know what would go through their brains of the people that were there, because there was people on the ground that couldn't get up. And just imagine hearing this from Travis Scott. Everybody pull your middle fingers up. I want y'all to make the ground shake. You have to be so terrified in that moment. Hearing, this is after he saw the ambulance. I want you to make the ground shake. You're like, that right there, that messes me up there. Because it's just like, what do you do? So I just want y'all to know that Travis Scott does need some type of repercussions and some type of something. There needs to be justice at this point. Travis Scott and the event people, whatever the place is, Live Nation, the place that they were at, there was not safety and there was no, there just wasn't enough medical. There's a lot of words that I'm trying to get out here. I'm going to keep reading because there's more. Let me go back to the place that I was at. Yeah, so we continued playing, urging them on. Okay, here the last thing. There was 3 things, and I mentioned how he edged the crowd on. He did stop. He did stop. That's one of them, and he saw the ambulance. And then even after the ambulance entered the crowd at 9:30, the show didn't end until 10:15. So that's 45 minutes. That's 45 minutes of, like, this is like one of my fears, man. That's why I don't go to the club, because it's just like, you're there and what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to be like, hey, can you move? And they're not gonna move because they're okay. So you're here for another 45 minutes. When after you've seen the ambulance, that could have been ended at 9:30. 9 to 9:30. You had your little show. And he knew, like, people are saying this is, okay, hold on. Let me not just say he knew, because there are reports that the police did say that there was a mass casualty event at around 9:30. Here it is. Let me actually read it right here. Yeah, yep, this is it right here. Live Nation stopped the concert roughly 30 minutes earlier than planned, around 10:10 p.m. 40 minutes after city officials said mass casualty event had begun. So why did we play another 40 minutes? Yeah, 9:30, when the ambulance came in, that's when it should have stopped. And then why after city of Houston, the people, like, the people that are supposed to protect people, said that there was a mass casualty event. So that means whoever the chief of police needs to be like, shut it down. Shut it. Run it. Run it. You could shut it down. Turn off the lights. Turn the music off. Give me the mic. Yes, guys. We can't. I guess they couldn't be like, there's a mass casualty event, because then people would be like, oh, people will run around. But, or just be like, hey, Travis, you need to stop the show. Can you tell people we're stopping a little bit early, but I'll see y'all next time. Like shut it down peacefully, to the point, because I understand that there's people saying, well, if you just shut it down, there would have been more of a riot. But there could have been a way where you could have shut it down peacefully. But the police have, the chief police should have been like, we're done here. We are done. Okay. Oh, I was already here. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Here we go. It's not clear how much of the chaos could have been seen from the stage, or when concert organizers became aware of a serious problem beyond the usual numbers of injuries that can take place at a large event. But the Houston police chief, Troy Finner, said that officials worried that cutting off the concert could make the situation worse. So we just continue it? Like, you just continue it? Or how about you could have really, there's just too many excuses. You really could have finessed it, being like, Travis could have been like, okay, one more song. People can be like, wait, hold on. Isn't it supposed to last a little bit longer? And then he could have made some excuse, being like, oh, what? This is the last song, or this is it. Because there's a bigger surprise tomorrow. And then on Instagram, Twitter, being like, it's canceled, guys. Throw it away. Astroworld is canceled. And that's when people can riot, when they're at home, seeing it on their phone, be like, oh, what? How's it canceled? And then they can see that the news, you can't, no, I'm not taking that excuse. You cannot just close when you've got 50,000 and over 50,000 individuals, he said. We have to worry about riots when you have a groups that young. Okay, that was a lot of grammar there. Investigators were looking into circumstances of the surging crowd, studying the numerous videos recorded from inside the venue, and talking to concertgoers and into what had caused 8 people to die, including whether drugs may have played a part. One security officer appeared to have been pricked in the neck as he tried to restrain someone at the concert, Chief Finner said. The officer passed out, but was revived using Narcan, which reverses the effects of an opioid overdose. The medical staff did notice a prick that was similar to a prick that you would get if somebody was trying to inject, he said. This has been, I've heard a lot about this, the drug part of it. And this needs to be very, hold on, let me think of the words. Okay. Appear to have pricked. Notice a prick similar to a prick that you would get. Like, this cannot be like the focusing part of the story is the possibility of drugs. Like, that cannot be the story, guys. Yeah. So hold on a second. Investigators were looking into circumstances of the surging crowd, studying the numerous videos recording from inside the venue. Okay, yes. I don't want to show any of the videos because it could get it's not good. You've seen them. This has been a trend. This has been a big news story for the past 4 days. Yeah, 3 days. 4 days. Yeah, 4 days. And so you've seen it. It's been pretty bad. And yeah, they could have what? They could have had over 200,000 people in this venue. This venue was limited to 50,000. But it's the fact that it was incited. It was a riot, not a riot, but it was just people were on 10, and it was Travis Scott, where this has happened before. There's been a lot of videos, which I do want to pull up. I do want to put up those videos of people being like, I have been to things like that, but it just didn't have a casualty. That's like the only reason why there hasn't been on the news, where people are saying, we've been to Travis Scott concerts where he's like, break down the barriers, don't listen to the police or don't listen to security, and then we end up getting crushed in the front. It's happened before. So it's just like it happened again, you know? So I'm gonna pull this up real quick. I gotta make sure it's the right one. Oh, I did not pull this up, guys. I gotta pull up my TikTok so we can talk about. Okay, yeah, there's a lot. It's a lot. Sorry. TikTok slogan is "Make your day." Stop. Okay, this is not my profile. I should have had this pulled up. I know. I'm sorry. I can hear you. But yeah, we're gonna pull up some videos of there was medical people at the at the 3, 4, 1. I'm putting in my number. That's why this is all messed up. Enter 4-digit code. What does that mean? Guys, what is this? How do you log into TikTok? I don't know how to do this. I'm sorry. I thought I knew how to log into TikTok. Oh, y'all can just see. Hold on a second. Is that the right stuff? Let me bring this down here so you can't see my stuff. Sorry, guys. Just give me a moment. Okay, the videos is gonna be about one of the medical staff finally came out and talked about the incident and how they had to handle the amount of people that were there. And I just think that it needs to be seen. I don't ask for a lot. Why is this not working? Oh, because I'm not in California. That's why. I know what. Okay, I'm just not even gonna. Just forget it. Just forget it. Now I'm sad because I really wanted to show it to you. I'm in the United States. Yes. Oh, it sends a code to my phone, guys. It's rough being myself. So just imagine, I just couldn't even imagine you having to see this, having to be like, Alea, it sends you a code that you type into your computer. We're locked in now. I sent myself videos that I've seen on TikTok. Here we go. Oh, this is so many. That's not it. I know. I can hear you being like, why are you not prepared? What happened? I'm like, I'm sorry. It's one of these. Don't worry. It's one of these. Please bear with me. It's one of these. Bear with me. Here we go. Found it. Okay, you're okay. Here we go. Bringing it over here, and now we're gonna watch it. So this, he says he worked at Astroworld, 2021, and I'm gonna make sure that you can hear it. I don't have a producer, and it's showing. It shows. Okay. Is it not plugged in? It shows. It shows that I don't have a producer. Wow. It should be playing into my earphones. Why is it not playing into my earphones? Can y'all hear it?
We're stationed
Oh my gosh.
Astroworld. About
Okay.
30 minutes into.
It only took like 5 to 10 minutes for me to get this pulled up, but we're here now. We're pulled up. I thought it was gonna be a lot easier than that, but it's not. But here we are, a medical person, a person that was hired, because there were people that were they were medical students that were there as a concert goer, but they helped out. There were people that were just, high school students, college students that were like, I just want to help. What do I need to do? That were performing CPR. They were doing it incorrectly, but they were just trying to help in some way. But this person was actually hired to work there. And so I wanted y'all to hear his story.
I was one of the EMTs that worked at the Astroworld event. Quick disclaimer, I'm going to give absolutely no names, no company names, nothing like that, nothing to disclose or put anyone in jeopardy. Me and my partner, let's just say Medic 1, me and Medic 1 were stationed at the entrance of Astroworld. About 30 minutes into Travis Scott's set, they called us saying, hey, we need backup by the stage. So me and Medic 1 arrive at the front of the crowd to Medic 2, Medic 3. They're like, hey, I have people, come with me. And so we walk through the VIP section down the middle of the crowd. As soon as we get past the VIP section, really shoulder to shoulder in the thick of the crowd, there was a couple people that kind of grabbed onto my shoulder and was like, hey, there's a girl passed out over here. So me and Medic 1 separate from Medic 2 and 3. They go on their call. We go on this new one. This girl's laying down, and me and Medic 1 are asked, what's going on? And one of the people says that, oh, she's been down for 10 minutes. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm thinking, damn it, how has no one done anything? Just let her lie on the ground for 10 minutes. So I get down there, check her pulse and breathing, do my whole ABCs check, and she has no pulse, no breathing, which means she could have not been breathing with no pulse the whole 10 minutes. She's been sitting there for 10 minutes, probably no pulse, no breathing, no oxygen to her brain. I can't just throw her over my back and escort her out of the crowd because it was a 5-minute hike into this damn crowd. So I tell Medic 1, hey, I'm going to come back for you. I'm going to grab a crash bag. So I get out of the crowd and I grab my one crash bag, which was a huge mistake. I had no clue what I was getting into. So on my hike back into the crowd with my crash bag, at the halfway point, right here, I find another medic performing CPR. I get down, I'm like, hey dude, where's your partner? What's going on? And he's like, I don't know, man. I just saw this person who's no pulse, no breathing. I just started CPR. I don't know how I'm gonna get him out. In EMS, you have to complete your first call before you can assist on any other ones. And so I was like, okay, look, I'll come back for you too. I need to go to my original guy. So I head out. And then in the middle point between the midpoint and my end point right here, I find a third person performing one-man CPR on another man. And I get there, I'm like, hey, what's happening? Where's your partner? And they're like, they're taking care of another unconscious person. I need to do one-man CPR. I don't know how I'm getting this person out of here. So here I am presented with 3 different EMS personnel providing one-man CPR on 3 different patients, completely isolated from each other, no backboard, no way of getting out. And I'm just like, God damn it. I was one of the EMTs that.
So yeah, that's part 1 of it. And so we have to think about how, like, that's just in the matter of like 5-10 minutes, he saw 3 people. He saw 3 people needing CPR being performed to them. And that I feel like it's some type of apocalypse event, or that's what it feels like when people describe it or describe their experience, because everyone has had like a different experience that has all been like very traumatic. And so hearing that there's that hearing that there has been 300 injured, there's definitely a lot more than that injured. So let's go to part 2, because part 2 definitely shows that people are talking about like getting trampled, but then there's more to it. Let's listen to this.
Okay, I'm not getting these first 2 people out.
Let me start over. I'm sorry.
Because of the heat of the moment, whatever, right? My thought process was, okay, I'm not getting these first 2 people out until I get my original person out, because that's the first person I ran into. So I gave person number 2, or CPR person number 2, right here, I gave him the crash bag. And I was thinking, you know what? Person number 1 that I originally went to, probably already done a couple cycles of CPR, and I'm just going to throw her on my back and get her the hell out of here. And to give y'all context, the radio wasn't working. The music was way too loud. I had called for backup and for help so many times, and it was just not going through. I tossed person number 2 the crash bag, and I get to person number 1 who was originally there. And thank goodness like 5 cops were there. And they had brought a backboard with them, which thank God. We loaded her up onto the backboard and we get her out of there. She's on her way with like 4 or 5 cops. My original partner, medic 1's making sure she's okay. And so I'm like, okay, I gotta take care of these other 2. I get to CPR number 2, who I dropped the crash bag off with. And the medic's still there, but a cop arrived with another backboard. So after they finished their round of CPR, I'm like, okay, look, being in this crowd is literally a life threat. That was apparent. Life over limb, she needs to get the hell out of here, just like everyone else who's passed out here. And just to say, along the way, I had so many people reach out to me, tug on my jacket, grab my shoulder, and was like, please help me, I broke my foot. Please help me, I dislocated my shoulder. Please help me, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. And I had to tell all of them, I will try to come back for you, but people are literally dead right now that I need to go help. So we get CPR number 2 loaded up onto a backboard. The cops are like, I got it. And I'm like, okay, thank God. Take him out. I can go to CPR number 3. I get to CPR number 3 and no one's touched this man. No one's helped this man. He needs a crash bag. So I sprint out of the crowd, grab another crash bag, bring it back. What do you know? Security with a backboard. I'm like, thank fuck, teamwork, right? And so as soon as I get third CPR, kind of out the door, out of the way from the crowd, I tell them, look, 3 people dropped in the span of 10 minutes that only I could see. There was like over, 50,000 people here, and I witnessed 3, only me. There's gotta be more. I told those medical personnel, look, I'm gonna go in and find these people, do one-man CPR, do whatever needs to be done to make sure, provide the best amount of care possible and get them the hell out of here. This was just the higher acuity patients. Me and Medic 1, my partner, probably dealt with 5 or 6 other lower acuity. And when I mean lower acuity, I mean not instantly dying, right? I'm talking about broken feet, AMS, people who don't even know their name, they don't even know how to speak anymore. It was horrendous. Me and Medic 1 ran our asses off. Because of the heat of the moment, whatever.
Okay. So just hearing that, like, so he had to perform CPR on 3 different people, right? Just in the matter of 10 minutes, like he said. And then you hear that people are grabbing at him, being like, I think I broke my foot. I think I broke my leg. I think I dislocated my shoulder. Like, you have to think about, like, there was different levels of severity in this 50,000 people. And then, like, I've seen a video where, like, security was, like, pulling somebody out. And obviously they're, like, really, really squished in. So you have like, no space. And like they're tugging at him, trying to get him out because I think he passed out or something. And all I can think about it was like his knees. Like his knees are going to get dislocated when you're pulling like that. Because when you think about quicksand, you're not supposed to just pull somebody out of quicksand. You have to like wiggle them out because you can dislocate their knees, you know? And so I was just thinking the exact same thing with this situation where they were so compact in where things can dislocate it, their legs can break, their arms break. Like, I want to now. So there is a third part to this, but it's talking. He's doing what I'm doing, where he's more ranting. So we're not gonna go to the third part. The third part is like more about the crowd and stuff. Um, but I do want to talk about um the 8 victims. We have information about who they are, and there is even more information about another one. Here. I'm about to talk about the 8 victims that have died, and we're just gonna read through their descriptions so you can understand like these were people. And then we're also gonna talk about the new information. Sorry, something just played. We're gonna talk about this new information about a 9-year-old. Um, I'm gonna make sure that I don't forget to talk about it. So, okay. 2 high school students, a medical engineer, technology student. Please stop. Okay, there we go. From Illinois, and a man who was trying to save his fiancee are among the 8 who died at the Astroworld Festival in Houston on Friday night, authorities said. Rapper Travis Scott, who was performing, has said he will pay for the funerals of the deceased concertgoers. Here is what we know about the victims. Axel Acosta Avila, who's 21. Acosta was a junior at Western Washington University and had an interest in computer science, according to the university. He was from Teton, Washington. His brother, Joel Acosta, told CNN that Axel had turned 21 in October, so just recently turned 21. The student was at the event alone. His aunt, Cynthia Acosta, told CNN affiliate KTRK it was his first time going to an event like that. She told the Houston station. According to Joel Acosta, the family last heard from his brother around 5 p.m. on Friday. On Saturday, the Harris County Medical Examiner Office released a description and asked the public to for help identifying him. Danish Baig, 27. Baig from Ulysses, Texas, died trying to save his fiancee, who was getting stomped on and hit in the crowd surge at the concert. His brother Basil Baig told CNN on Sunday. His family said he was an amazing individual who loved with all of his heart. People would admire him for who he was, Basil Baig said, told CNN. His funeral was held Sunday in Colleyville, his brother said. Basil Baig said his brother's fiancée survived, but is bruised all over her body and is traumatized. Basil, who was also there, also said he was hurt and traumatized. Another brother, Mirza Amar Baig, I'm so sorry for the pronunciations, told CNN on Tuesday that Danish had planned to buy a house for their parents by the end of the month. So this is what his brother has said. It's unbearable. It's unspeakable, he said of his brother's death. I'm the older brother, but he was the older brother to me. He led this family in a direction that I couldn't have done in another way. To wake up and not be able to hear his voice, to touch him, to kiss him, to tell him how much we loved him, it's not going to happen anymore. And the way he left this world, it's not just. Basil Baig was asked what he'd miss most about Danish. His smile. He used to light up a room. His jokes, everything that he used to do. Anything that he did, he put everyone before himself. And that's what he did until he died, till his last breath, Basil said. Wow. Madison Dubisky, 23. Dubisky, who was from Cypress, Texas, was listed by Harris County Medical Examiner's Office as one of the people who died. I wish there was more information about her. John Hilgert, 14. Hilgert was a freshman at Memorial High School in Houston. Spring Branch Independent School District spokesperson Terry Abbott told CNN. Memorial High School principal Liza Weir sent a letter Saturday to parents at the school informing them of the death. We are deeply saddened to inform you that a male ninth grade student had died in an incident at Astroworld Festival. Our hearts go out to the student's family and to his friends and our staff and Memorial. This is a terrible loss, and the entire MHS family is grieving today. Weir's letter reads: Jacob Jiranek, 20. College student Jacob Jiranek was among the people who died Friday, according to a statement released by his university in Illinois. Jiranek was a junior studying journalism at Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, the school says. In the release, SIU Chancellor Austin Lane said Jiranek was a creative, intelligent young man who was with a promising career in journalism and advertising. Frank Patino, 21. Patino, a senior at University of Dayton, was studying medical engineering, technology, and human movement biomechanics, according to a statement from the university. He was a member of Alpha Psi Lambda, a Hispanic interest fraternity, the statement said, and was originally from Naperville, Illinois. He was loved by so many because of his loyal, loving, selfless, protective, funny, and caring person he was. His family said in a statement, even though he was a hardworking individual, he would always try to make time for his family and the people he cared about. We will miss the big heart Franco had and his passion for helping others. Waldolfa Pina, 23. I really hope I'm saying these last names right. I'm so sorry. Pina lived in Laredo, Texas, and studied at Laredo College, according to his Facebook page. His older brother, Guadalupe Pina, set up a verified GoFundMe account for funeral expenses. I'm starting a GoFundMe for my youngest brother, Rolfaldo Angel Pina, passing. Please donate out of heart. Anything is great. The online fundraising post reads. Okay. Brianna Rodriguez, 16. Rodriguez was a junior at Heights High School in Houston, according to the verified GoFundMe account established by her family. Dancing was her passion, and now she's dancing her way to heaven's pearly gates, the fundraising post says. So I let me link this actually, so y'all can also read it. I'm gonna link that down here, if you would like to donate to their GoFundMe's. But also, Travis Scott has said that he will pay for all the funeral expenses for the 8 victims here. Okay, that was, yeah. So I definitely did want to read that because we're saying Travis Scott this, Travis Scott that, but we need to know their stories as well.
I am at the point in my life where I am no longer interested in teen dramas. I am an adult.
Sorry. Okay, I was gonna pull up some other things here.
Is she okay?
Oh, who is this? Tiana Taylor. This was a concert. This was a concert from. When was this? It says like the other day or something like that. 2 days after Astroworld. Astroworld.
Come on. She okay?
Hold on.
She okay? Bring her up here. Come on. She okay? Bring her up here. She okay? We ain't doing that. Come on. No. I'm about to retire. You ain't gonna sue me, baby. Come on back.
She's like, you're not about to see me. That's what she just said.
Come on. Cover that nipple. Come on. Bring her up here. Sit her right there.
But like,
Sit her right there.
this is what you're supposed to do.
Bring her up here.
Like, I feel like Tiana would have done that anyways, you know, regardless. But like, this is what you're supposed to do. You're just like, okay, stop. Let's assess the situation because my music is not worth your life. Not worth it. Let me make sure that you're not hearing random TikToks. Okay. This one's not a good one. I just opened that. I'm sorry. I'm really next time I'll be better prepared, guys. Oh, that's the wrong one. Kurt Cobain stopping his concert.
Bring her up here. She okay?
He immediately stops. He sees someone stopping an essay mid-show, then humiliating the guy.
Cop on the field, eh, buddy? How's it feel, huh? Look at him! Look at him!
Like, it's so I can't even see the crowd. He can see the crowd so clearly, apparently. I can't even see them. They're apparently right there, you know, and he's able to see that. But anyways, I don't want to get too into this.
Well, maybe it's just because you're up.
Let me go to a different thing because you're going to hear random TikToks, and that is not what this is about. Please stop playing. These like just randomly start playing, and I'm going to start crying. Please stop. This is what I wanted to show. This is the one where I was really scared. I'm like, his knees could get dislocated here. That's what like quicksand. Just a trigger warning here. I think this person just passed out, or I think that they were just really dehydrated. I'm not entirely sure, but just a trigger warning. This is the only video that I'm going to show of the event.
This video shows how crowded it was and difficult to get a man out.
He's so close to the stage. He's so close. It's right there. But like they're trying to get him out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, something is this close.
This video
And you can
shows
see
how
this blonde woman here. She is like, you can just tell like, please stop. Like it hurts. Okay, let's take this off the screen.
Here. Come on.
Okay. The 9-year-old. See, that's why I had to write it down because I was gonna like veering off. This is the last thing that I'm gonna talk about. But this is the saddest. This is the saddest thing ever. This is just so. The event, let me preface to you again. The event was advertised to all ages. So a son and his dad go to see Travis Scott because probably his son would go and get a Happy Meal and see the little Travis Scott action figure and go play Fortnite to see Travis Scott on his video game. His dad probably listened to Travis Scott music, and he really liked the music. So he brings him and his son, thinking like, okay, it's a festival, it's gonna be outside. If we get too much, we're able to go. Blah blah blah. Like he's like the dad's already assessed it. Let me okay. Yeah, this is okay. 9-year-old Ezra Blount is fighting for his life after being trampled at Astroworld Festival, his family says. The boy's aunt said he's an outgoing performer who loves to sing and dance. Travis Scott is his favorite rapper, so his dad, Tristan, took him to the concert. Okay. Houston, a 9-year-old boy is fighting for his life after he was injured by the crowd surge during the Travis Scott concert at Astroworld Festival, according to his family members. Ezra Blount, 9, is on a ventilator and in a medical-induced coma at Texas Children's Hospital. He suffered severe injuries during the crowd surge Friday night, according to his grandmother, Tarika Blount. His condition hasn't really changed. He still has injured organs, heart, liver, the lungs, the brain, grandfather Vernon Blount said Tuesday. And right now, we're just waiting to see what course of action the doctors are going to take as far as trying to heal him and help him. The boy's aunt said he's an outgoing, okay, we read that. Photos shared by the family showed Ezra and his son, Tristan, at the festival for the chaos. You know, they just it's a good time. His son comes up to him and being like, hey, can I go see Travis Scott? I'm 9. I look up to this guy because I'm 9 and I see I'm a black boy and I'm seeing myself. And I'm seeing myself and he likes to sing, he likes to dance. He's like, I want to be that when I grow up. So yeah, let me take you to the concert. So Tristan said he was carrying Ezra on his shoulders when the crowd began to surge towards the stage during Scott's performance. I began to be crushed until I couldn't breathe. I passed out and I woke up. My son was gone. Like as a father or as a parental figure, if anyone's watching this, like as a parental figure, that's just scary. You know, like his plan of action was like, okay, we're all getting crushed. Let me put my son on my shoulders. He passes out. You let go. Like your son just falls back. Like you don't know where he went. You don't know if somebody like how, that's what gets me too. How do the people around him not be like, okay, I'm seeing a 9-year-old boy. Like, okay, I'm into the concert, but then I'm looking to my side and being like, that's a kid on this guy's shoulder. And we are really crushed. Like, I can't even speak for the people around him, I guess, because I don't know, maybe they were also like, we want out. But that's traumatic. That I don't even know what to say. The frantic family called hospitals until they found him, because like after he passed out, the son was gone. Like the son probably doesn't have a phone, and if he does, there was no cell service. Texas Children's had listed him as a John Doe because they hadn't been able to identify him. Based on his injuries, Tristan believes his son was trampled by the crowd. Now they're at his bedside praying for a miracle. And so you can go to his account here and just donate to their I'll also link this. Let me link this as well. To their GoFundMe. But as Travis Scott said, he was going to donate. You know what? Let me not. He said that he was going to donate to the 8 fatalities. I don't know if he was going to pay for any medical bills. He should. He's a millionaire. Nobody should be paying anything. No one should be paying any medical bills when something like this that could have been avoided. I'm done. I'm gonna link this in my description right now. Okay. I can't spell to save my life. Please, Ezra. There we go. Ezra Blount. Save. Okay. It's there for people to look at and to link to. This boy was a 9 and he wanted to see himself on the stage. When I was a kid, I wanted to see Janelle Monáe on stage. I got to see Alicia Keys on stage because you're a kid. You're like, I want to see myself. That is exactly what happened here. And it shouldn't have gone to a point of the crowd crush. It should have just been a fun event that him and his dad could have gone seen. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. We're at an hour now. Actually, there's one more. I'm so sorry. There is one more thing before we end it. We're at an hour, so we're not too over. I thought we were at like 2 hours for some reason. But as I've said, this has happened before at like this crowd crush or like Travis Scott inciting riots, and he's gone to jail for inciting riots at his concerts before. And so that's why his fans have this mentality of, when I'm going to a Travis Scott concert, I can just do whatever I want. And so a man paralyzed at 2017 Travis Scott concert is devastated and heartbroken for Astroworld festivals. So I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm just going to like read about his experience at the 2017 one and like what happened and stuff like that. Let me find it. I need to zoom in like all the way more, please. Thank you. Okay, so according to a Rolling Stone article published on November 6th, Kyle Green, 27, was injured at Travis's April of 2017 concert at Manhattan Terminal 5 venue, where he alleges that he was forced over the edge of a railing at what he described as a severely crowded and out of control event. Yeah. So in Green's initial lawsuit filed in October of 2017, 6 months after Travis's concert Green attended, information includes Green breaking several bones, including his vertebrae in his fall at the concert, and that he was carelessly removed from the floor by concert staffers without a cervical collar, a backboard, and other safety precautions. Without the collar, where my neck, like that, like I'm done if my neck breaks. I'm done. And so, okay, yes. Green was in a wheelchair when he initially filed his lawsuit in Manhattan Supreme Court in 2017. The suit lists Travis, his manager, the concert promoter, Bowerly Presents, and a security company as defendants. In August of 2018, Travis filed a countersuit blaming the venue management and security guards for their alleged recklessness in Green's fall at the show. Following the tragic events at Astroworld this year, Travis released a statement on Twitter expressing his grief and yes. But you see that this has happened before. This has happened before at other events. And you know, like the whole Netflix, there's like a Netflix documentary or something like that with Travis Scott. And I literally remember putting it on and being so confused. And I remember turning it off and being like, I'm not watching this documentary, because I was like, why is everyone going crazy? And I was like, why is this like, it did not look normal. I haven't watched it. The first time I watched it was when it first came out. And I watched like a good 10 minutes and I was like, there's just too much going on. People are rolling over each other. It's just a riot, like not riot. I don't like using that word. It's just very like, people are just going crazy. And so I turned it off. And so that just shows here that it's happened before. Why is he still able? And you want to file a countersuit blaming the venue management and security guards, but then you do Astroworld and it's the same thing again, and we're supposed to just be like, you didn't double, triple, quadruple, triple billion, triple check to make sure that everything was good. Being like, okay, so we seem to have a pattern where at my concert, so everyone sit down, please. Yeah. At my concerts, we seem to have a problem. We seem to have a situation where people got hurt. I had to go to jail several times. I have to go to court every time I do a concert. So I think we're having some security problems. What do you think? So we're gonna have to sit down and we're gonna talk about these security problems and we're gonna get it down to the nitty gritty. Like I want. If it's gonna be 50,000 people, I want 500 security people or more. You know what I'm saying? Or that's number one. Number two, how about we stop saying break down the barriers, don't listen to security. Like those are two different things. You can't be like, oh, I'm gonna file a countersuit and then be like, don't listen to security. Travis Scott, you are at fault as well. You have given this mentality to your fans, and a message to the fans. Here's a message to fans in general, not just to his fans, but to people to other fans, other fandoms. Let's say for me, it's Marvel. For other people, it could be Harry Potter. For other people, it's Beyonce. For other people, it's blah, 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 dee-da-da, dee-da-doo. For the person that you worship and you just think about all the time, like, yo, you can't be giving your life for someone that cares about money. They care about the money more than you. I'm so sorry. It's like, I know it's really hard to hear that. And even saying that, it's like I care about these Marvel actors and actresses so much. But then I know in the back of my mind, they do not know me. They don't know who I am. They don't. They're like, so why would they, you know what I mean? Like, they don't know you. So you got to stop worshiping them and being like, I'm going to trample this person next to me because I need to be closer to this person. So that's all of my feelings on this situation. And it's just really sad. And I'm like, I am trying not to cry. Because if I hear at any time this week that 9-year-old, no, I need y'all to keep him in your thoughts and prayers because that 9-year-old does not deserve it. Ezra Blount, please go look at the link because it should have been avoided. So that's that. That's I just needed to. I've been talking to a wall. Like I said earlier, I've been talking to a wall being like, why did this happen? Because I needed to get my thoughts out there. You can't keep your thoughts in your head, or you know what I mean? Because it's like you gotta get your words out. So I needed to be on this video. Like I said earlier, this video is not monetized. I'm not trying to make money off of this. I'm just trying to get the news out there. I'm trying to get my thoughts, what I think about it. If you are defending Travis Scott in any way, please unsubscribe. Like the subscribers are not worth it. Not even gonna lie to you. If you're like, Travis Scott did nothing wrong, Travis Scott should not be accountable, it's the crowd's fault, unsubscribe. Yeah. Oh, okay. My camera just turned off. Well, that is the end then. Now we're just at a black screen. This is the end. Well, luckily I ended that quick. I will see y'all in another video. We're cut to black. Anyways, I'll see y'all next time in another video. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me rant. And we'll probably have some DNA stuff later, but just please donate to